Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking. I have a treat for you today. It's a poem that I wrote in 1987 that was like, I didn't even understand it. It was like I was having a prophetic dream, and I just woke up and wrote it all down, and I typed it up because that's what you did in 1987. You had little strips of paper that would help you, you know, blank out and white out. It was called white out, the little strips of paper. So you could, if you made a mistake, which I made a lot, you could white it out. But anyway, this poem, you're not going to see the typed up version from 1987. You're going to see the version that I typed into Canva with a nice picture. And why? Why? Well, I'm like, okay, I've been hearing about the harmonic conversion for years, but I didn't know that it happened in 1987. And I realized, oh my God, I wrote this poem right before the harmonic conversion. In fact, it was this harmonic conversion. I now am like, what? Started my whole spiritual, you know, wanderings and seekings and learnings, and I was becoming an adept tarot reader and oracle card reader. And I went every day to my friend's house and we read tarot cards, and we learned a lot. And I was open. I was taking all these spiritualism classes, and I was reading Course in Miracles, which had only been out about 10 years by that point. And so all of this stuff was going on in my subconscious, and this poem came out from that time. And I didn't know until a couple of weeks ago, reading Barbara Hand Clow's book about the nine dimensions, that the harmonic conversion was had everything to do with the Mayan calendar, which has been fascinating to me since I saw a big, huge book in the college library with big, huge, round, circle calendars of the Mayans, and it looked like a absolutely delicious system. And 1987 was one of the keys in that calendar. And it was one of the keys that related to the opening of the evolution of humanity. And the more videos I see online these days, the more I go, oh, now that poems make sense to me, and it would make sense to other people that follow that sort of thing. So I'm going to read it for you, but the screen is going to fill up with the words of the poem and the pictures that I think are related to the poem. And then I have an offering for you if you want to join me live in a masterclass in a few days. So, but here's the poem. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to pull this down. Come in. Okay. So here we go. We are in a castle. We snuck into the secret compartment behind the master's bedroom. We are four little girls in white nightgowns and bare feet. It is early morning. We are hiding. There is something secret going on. If we look through the small crown-shaped window, we will know the secret. I am the curious one. I peek outside. The men are building a large platform. It is almost as big as the castle. They are building it for the beautiful woman with long black hair and white skin. She is wearing a beautiful silver robe. They have chained her wrist to a post. She is calling out to the heavens. Her voice makes the clouds tremble. I know she is magical and holds true powers. I lean further out the window to catch some of her power. The men see me leaning out of the secret room. They know I have seen the urns of oil that people call sacred, but I know it is the books which hold real power. I shout back to the other little girls to read the books in the room, but they've scattered. They will forget the room. The mothers are calling for me. They will drag me back into the castle. I sneak out onto the platform and slide down the post. I am in the crowd of people. The men see me, but they do not recognize me. I hope they will lose sight of the beautiful woman. I watch her power tremble forth in waves. A man removes the chain from around her wrist. There's a golden light surrounding her. All we can see is golden light. She has disappeared. The man who helped her is also gone. The men are screaming, "Where is she now?" The men seem far away from me. I, I am not with them any longer. I feel other people in the crowd rise away with the rest. We are traveling together in the skies. The beautiful woman and the man who helped her are with us. Now we all have the same power and age. We have flowing golden hair, golden skin. We are 8 separate bodies in one presence. I have no knowledge of this. I did not read the books I was accused of reading, but I recognize the power. Our limbs find their match in the limbs of trees. We have flown here. The flight was brief. We are twisting into a tree. We shift weightlessly as if in water, but we are in air, night air. They are chasing us. They cannot see us fly. They pass the tree without seeing us. The limbs, they run in mobs, torches blazing, their dogs bark, finding clues of us in the next tree. When we arrive there, the tree is ours. They have gone on, separating from us in time. The world is ours. Okay, so I hope you found that poem interesting and intriguing. And what were all of those golden people doing on that tree? Um, I actually am now realizing that it has to do with our multidimensionality. When we find our higher self, we also find, for me, I also find support and many different selves living in different places, living in different star systems, living in, 2 different galaxies at least. And seeing the multidimensionality as we come together and integrate, that all of these places that I experienced as a child that no one could understand when I tried to speak of, because there was no way of understanding. There were no words for it. We were still locked in old paradigms and old patterns. And there's this whole sense of each one of us has access to more than one dimension. In fact, very few of us live our entire lives in 3D. I know I used to always get in trouble because I was always off in my imagination. Some of my students now say that I'm you know, time traveling or and in the astral realms or whatever. But yeah, because I teach how to liberate ourselves. But I think what's very important to teach is how we can be here on the earth in a body and grounded during these really intense transitional times. And then from that place, we can dig into more grounding as things get very wild and strange during this transition. And then more and more dissolves in the fourth dimension, the veil and the transformations. And we begin to see, oh, this is how transformation happens for humanity. Oh, because I see this is how transformation happened for me. So we start to take our personal experience and then the experience of our friends and people and expand it out. And then we open our hearts more and more of us. In fact, I've heard it said by Diana Cooper that 59% of people on this planet Earth right now, 59% are people that have an open heart ready to serve humanity. That's huge. I don't think that number's ever been as big. And that's, many people would call that the opening of the heart and this love pouring out of us from this place within our own hearts as the fifth dimension. And seeing within the heart, the eye of the heart takes us further into the fifth dimension, the love, the unconditional love we can have for not only ourselves and our friends and our family, but also for our enemy and for people that we don't even know, people that are suffering still, people that still believe that they can blame other people for their problems when everything that is in our reality, it comes from within us, from within our own hearts. So I am offering a class, and I'm going to now share my screen again and tell you a little bit more about that class that's coming up. Oh, I get to move this again. And it's uh, my next slide here. Okay, so I'm going to move this, see if I can move this bar up all the way up here. That's better. Okay, so it's a master class and it's free, and you can join me live and you can ask me questions. And we're going to go through, I'm going to explain 9 different dimensions from a book by Barbara Hanklau. And then I'm going to add in a couple other things from Diana Cooper and from Matthias De Stefanos. So different people that I've been studying who talk about multidimensionality. And this really can help us when we tune into our own experiences of being in multiple dimensions. Like if we go on a retreat, we most likely end up in another dimension. And then we get in the car and go drive home, and it's just like, whoa, I'm still in those other dimensions. Or we, you know, are invited into really deep levels of spiritual connection. And then we come out of it and we're still in another realm. And we don't remember what we were going to do while we were in that realm when, as we're adjusting, coming back into 3D reality, which is just being an awareness of time and space. And And we are in this belief that time is linear when really it is cyclical. And once we realize that we've always had access to these different dimensions, then we can decide and make a conscious choice. Okay, oh, I'm gonna have to go be with these people that I'm really judging right now. Let me go into the fifth dimension where of unconditional love and just really love them and love all of humanity before I step in and open the door and go meet them. And that helps enormously. Um, Also, I'm a galactic astrologer, and so sometimes I will work with people who have placements in the Andromeda galaxy. So I just open that door to that dimension before I talk to them. And then that helps helping them realize that they are not alone and that they um, know some of these things about the Andromeda galaxy, which is a matching twin to our Milky Way galaxy. And so these are places that we can choose to go. Many galactic astrologers will connect with beings that are very adept at certain dimensions. Excuse me. So this is free. It's a free masterclass. It's called Open the Door to Your Multidimensionality with Galactic Astrology. This is the date. Okay, coming up quick. It's going to be live on Zoom, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bring a journal and water to drink. We're going to go through a meditation to the fifth dimension, really deep inside our own heart. We're going to come out with some idea of what that is to bring back with us into 3D so that we are more adept at knowing, oh, wow, that meditation was amazing. What dimension was that? I don't know. Or oh, wow, that was incredible. I just listened to this video from this genius. What dimension was he in, or she in? So we can look and make conscious choices. It took me a long time to come into 3D, and I'll talk more about that, why and how and what my life was like before, all mixed up, all the dimensions all mixed up, and I couldn't make sense of any of it. And now I have, thanks to so many people talking about the different dimensions of multidimensionality, it's very clear to me. And I can then, because it's clear to me, I can now share the poem from 1987, and I can now share this class with all of you. So I hope to see you. Now, how do you sign up for this thing? Well, it's very, very easy. All you do is there is a show in the show notes, my email address, which is hello@reneevarnadore.com, which is my website. And you just email me and say, oh, I want to come to your masterclass. Now, what if you can't make it at this time and place? Well, the magic of multidimensionality and the magic of cyclical time is that you can watch it in your own time in the replay, but I won't know to send it to you, and you won't know where to find it unless you send me that email. And then I'll put your email address in my email, program thingy bobber. And then the email just gets sent to you with the Zoom link. Ta-da! Woohoo! Magical, right? We're living in multidimensional times that you can watch a video that you were not live for in your own divine timing. And we're going to talk more about divine timing too. So that's that. And so I'm going to tell you one more time, but it's in the show notes. Just hit see more. And it is hello at Renee Varnadore. Right there, reneevarnadore.com. Okay. Hope to see you guys on the 28th of January. Bye-bye.